Hey guys, thanks for joining me. We're back at Carver's Field here in Ohio. Had a great trip to Hawaii and training out there. And I got back, we got a load of students in today. We went through some ground schooling today and some other stuff and putting some motors together. We had about 8 guys out here. And one of them asked about how to change the jet because he's going to be flying at higher altitude. With other ones on the market, this is kind of a tricky situation because we have a float bowl carburetor. Nice thing about a float bowl is everything is easy on it. There's no diaphragms to wear out. We get twice the fuel efficiency of these diaphragm carburetors. The diaphragm carburetors are finicky. They're hard to keep tuned. You're constantly adjusting them everywhere you go. With this one, all you do when you change altitude is change the jet. And that might sound real complicated, but it's not. It's about maybe a minute job to do it. I'm going to go a little bit slower and take the time, and we'll zoom in with the camera to show you in a second here and how we do it. And this is a float bowl carburetor. It has no diaphragms to wear out. Freshbreeze is the only one using it. We also have our tank at the top, which eliminates primer bulbs, fuel pumps, diaphragms. All of that shit goes down the drain, and you never have any of the problems that you're going to have with the diaphragm carburetor, keeping them tuned, frying out your motor because you leaned them out too much. We got a good old-fashioned choke on our carburetor. You push it on, you pull the cord they're running. If you see our other videos, you'll see where they start literally on the first pull. Watch our 520 challenge. It's kind of a little game that we play. And to see a whole list of all of the other features that are not found on any other brand, I'm going to say that again. There are features on this German-engineered Freshbreeze. This is the oldest company out here. There's features on here that are not found on any other brand out there. And you need to know what they are because they have eliminated a whole cornucopia of problems that the other guys are still dealing with. There is a complete list of them. Don't settle for less. Get the best thing. You're trusting your life to it. And we offer unlimited free training. We don't box you into a 2-day period, 3-day period, 12-day period. We don't box you into anything. It's unlimited training until I'm dead. So you can come back and stay with us for 50 days straight. I got people that come in from overseas and they train me sometimes a month and a half. I take them all the way to instructor level. But come on in. You don't have to pay $2,500 for training. And we'll give you the right kind of training. As the making of this video, I have 1,090 students. I'm the only instructor that trains free of charge. I train in all 50 states, and I'm the only one that's trained that many people, and I'm still the only one with a perfect safety record. I take a lot of pride in the training, and I don't want you to skip it or train anybody else, so I'll train even your family or your friends if you come in with that unit. If you bought equipment from us, you got a lifetime pass to unlimited training. With all that out of the way, let me show you how to take the this is a real simple process to change the jet. The jet is a little nut with a hole in it. It sits down in the bowl. The bowl fills up with fuel down here. You want to come in with a little bit, and I'll be pointing at this. This is the bowl. If you're not familiar with a float bowl carburetor, fuel flows into that. It lets the air out through this breather hole, and it fills up. There's 2 floats in there that go up and down, kind of like the float in your toilet. As the fuel fills up, as it doesn't need it, once it gets to the top, where it shuts it off. As you burn more fuel, or if it was on a toilet, you'd be flushing a toilet. As you're using up fuel, it allows the bowls to, or it allows the floats to go down, which then allow a lever to let more fuel into the carburetor. So that's how a float bowl carburetor works. Diaphragms don't have that. They're finicky. They have a piece of rubber, and every time the piston goes up and down, it flexes the rubber and it pumps fuel into there. Well, that thing it's sensitive to temperature changes, altitude changes. It wears out all the time. You're rebuilding it. They have smaller little holes in there, so they're easily clogged and hard to start, and you got to prime them and do all sorts of other stuff. We don't have to do any of that. That's completely eliminated. But when you are changing altitudes, you do have to sometimes drop down the jet size, which is a real easy procedure, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to change the jet on this Freshbreeze monster right now. First thing you'll notice is at the bottom of the float bowl, there's this bracket. On the other ones, they have screws. We don't. Freshbreeze thought, hey, if they're going to change this, make it easy on them. You can actually pull it off by hand and drop your bowl down. How easy was that? There's your floats inside there. These just free float on these pins. So when you pull this out, be very careful that when there's fuel in it, you put your fingers on the 2 pins like this and then dump out your fuel. Okay, this one has no fuel, or we dumped them out already, but we just set that down right there. And then we take this little screen off here, and we just kind of set that in the bowl so we don't lose it. And at the bottom of this tube, where my finger is touching right now, there's a nut. There's also a nut on the side here. That's not the one we're concerned with. We want this one that my finger is touching, and it's just on the bottom 1/8 edge. We're going to take our wrench, which we give you a tool kit with this. You're going to put it on there. You're going to loosen it, and you're going to take it out by hand. Now, this jet, that's what it looks like. It looks like a screw with a hole in it. That sits down in the bottom of your pickup tube. This jet has, you can't see it in the video, but that's okay. You'll look at your jet, and right on the hole, next to the hole, there's a number written. This one is a 160. We're at a little bit above sea level here, and a 160 is running absolutely perfect. This gentleman's going to fly at 6,000 feet. He'll need to drop this down, and the jet sizes go down in increments of 5. So if this is a 160, and let's say he's going to fly at 5,000 feet or 6,000 feet, he'll want to drop down to maybe a 155 to start and see how it runs. Start it back up. And if he's not getting full power, he can drop down to a 150. These cost about $6, $5 or $6. I'll give you one if you ask for it. You don't even have to pay for it. All right, so there it is. So we take that jet out. We stick the 155 in. We screw it back up inside. And that screws it in. Take our little wrench. And we're going to tighten that up. We're going to take our little screen and we pinch it a little bit so it is a little oblong so it just stays up on there and holds up there on itself. And then we're going to take our bowl, fit it back up into there, and it's done. Now, if I wouldn't have had to done all that talking and, of course, telling you about our free training and everything else, this all takes about 30 seconds for me to change that jet. So it's very easy. That's how you do it. I want to thank you for joining me. If you have any other videos that you'd like to see about the Freshbreeze or any other brand out there, drop me a line. Make sure you describe right to the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see a button that says subscribe. If you click that button, you'll get all of my videos. There's a lot of teaching stuff. I don't like to just make dummy videos of people flying and crashing. I want you to learn something. I want you to learn something that keeps you from crashing. So check out some of my other videos. We have some fun ones. We have some nonsense ones. But a lot of my videos will teach you something and make you a lot safer and make you more efficient. And you never know. It just you might decide to sell your other brand and get a real motor. This is a Freshbreeze, brother. I'll tell you what, you have no idea the dependability of this company. And again, check out the other video. It's called Powered Paragliding Scam Warnings Equipment. And you compare it to any other brand. Look for them and compare it to any other brand. You'll never find another unit like this. They start on the first or second pull right out of the box. And they're amazing. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you, Captain Curt.